Hello, my name is Jerry Chernyavsky and I'm the chair of the British Curriculum Forum.
And my name is Sarah Selesnyov. I'm a member of the British Curriculum Forum.
In this very short video, we're aiming to give you just a little bit of extra advice and guidance to the guidance that you'll find on the website for this year's British Curriculum Investigation Grant. The deadline for submitting those applications is the 9th of July 2022, and you'll find some really good guidance there, but we just thought that in this short video we'd give you some extra little points that we're looking for. It's important to realize that this is about curriculum investigation. And we say that because in the past, some of the unsuccessful winners of the grant have focused too much on pedagogy and assessment. And while of course we recognize the interrelationship between those three, we really want to emphasize that the application that you put in needs to really focus on curriculum developments that you've got within your own school and college. We're asking you to focus on 4 key elements in your grant application. The first is for the potential impact that your proposed study will have on your school or your college curriculum. The second is the applicability of your research to other colleagues working in similar settings and contexts. The third is the quality of the research in terms of its rigor, its transparency, and its validity, and I'll come back to those 3 terms in a moment. And the fourth is on the potential impact that your proposed work might have on policymakers, practitioners, and other research users. And we stress the potential impact because we realize that we're not dealing in huge amounts of money here. But nevertheless, if you can pull out that perhaps at some point in your research proposal, then that would be beneficial. I said I would return back to those 3 terms: rigor, transparency, and validity. In terms of rigor, we're asking you to ensure that you explain really clearly your methods and analysis, and making sure that there is a strong connection between the methods and the analysis that you're proposing and the aims of your research. In terms of transparency, we mean the clarity in which you are explaining your methods and analysis to the point that others who might be wanting to perhaps to replicate your research in the future or do something similar clearly understand all of the processes that you're explaining. And finally, validity is the extent to which the methodology that you're proposing addresses the issue that your research intended to explain in the first place. One final piece of advice: we would suggest that you go on to the BCF website. As we've said before, there's really good guidance there. But if you actually scroll down, you'll see a report template, which all of our successful winners of this grant have to complete at the end of their research. And we would suggest that you have a look at the report template and look carefully before you start writing the proposal. That will make more sense when you've actually taken a look at it, but it will be beneficial for you to do that. Sarah, over to you.
I'm just going to give you a few tips, general tips about writing grants that might help you be more successful in your bid. So my first tip is try to write for an audience that doesn't know anything about your bid or about the intervention that you want to test. So don't imagine any prior knowledge. A really great thing to do is to let somebody else, a colleague perhaps, read your grant application who doesn't know anything about the project, just to make sure that it's very clear and well explained. Think through the detail of who will do what and when, and make sure that detail is included in the bid so that the reader knows exactly how the money will be spent. Similarly, make sure your budget is detailed enough and matches the details of the activity that you've described in the bid. Finally, it's always best to write more than is needed in a bid and then to cut it down. As a general rule, people who don't fill the word count for an application, they don't tend to be the successful bidders.
We hope that you find the advice that we've given you on this short video helpful. You can see on this video that we've left my email there for you. I'm always very happy to respond to any applicants in terms of additional help they might need when they're in the early stages of putting together the proposal. So feel free to email me. Thank you very much.